In today's tutorial, let's do this heart square. You can either use this concept for making dishcloths, or you can go and do an entire afghan. Let me show you how to do this pattern right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to be working on these heart squares, and just for a disclaimer today, I will be veering off the pattern. We do have a select pattern for you. I will list that in the more information of this particular video, and inside there they will have that original pattern, but this is slightly tweaked from it because I had some changes that I wanted to do because I was kind of struggling with the pattern. So I've kind of simplified it to make it easier, and those notes will be mentioned on the crochetcrowd.com. Just follow the more information link on this video and you'll get everything that you possibly need. So let's review this pattern. So we're going to be starting off with the heart, okay, and the heart is really no big deal. And where it gets complicated is after you get this middle teal heart done. It's right in the start of this open work and in the next few rounds after that. And then once we get back to just this final teal here, everything becomes basically normal. So you have double crochets, you have half double crochets and single crochet, so it's no big deal. But where it gets complicated is right in this open work, and we'll be taking our time throughout today's pattern to do so. So you'll notice that there's a beautiful heart right in the middle. It establishes really quite quickly, and the most key thing that you need to pay attention to is the counts when it comes to doing this. So we will be covering that in today's tutorial. So for today I'm using the Bernat satin yarn, 5mm size H crochet hook today in order to make this, and you can follow along. And remember, I am tweaking from the original pattern, and so it'll be different from the instructions provided by yarnspirations.com, but you can come to the crochetcrowd.com and I will show you exactly what I've changed. So let's begin, and 5mm size H crochet hook today, Bernat satin yarn is what I'm choosing to use. Remember, if you're doing a dishcloth, you're going to need cotton yarn like Lily Sugar and Cream. Okay, so cotton is really important if you're going to do it with dishcloth. Let's start off with a slip knot. Remember that the slip knot never counts as one, and let's chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's insert our hook into the beginning chain and yarn over and pull through. And this is your center ring of your heart. Let's continue to the next part. So round number 1, we're going to start off by chaining of 2, and as per the instructions, it does not count as a stitch, okay, as anything. It doesn't count as a half double crochet. We want to half double crochet 13 times in this ring, so it is an odd number and it's a heart, so you should expect it to be odd. So let's just yarn over and go into the center of the ring, and we're going to half double crochet. So you're gonna pull through and then pull through all 3 of those, and you need to do a total of 13 of these half double crochets going all the way around. And I think I got an extra ply in my yarn here, sorry about that. And so you're just gonna count them out. So that was 1, so you're gonna get 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So now that I have my 13 in, I want to just join it to the beginning, okay, so to the first half double crochet, not to the chain 2, so just right on top of the first half double crochet. Just yarn over it and pull through and through, and that is round number 1. Just for to make it easier, this starting string I want to cut out at this point, get it right out of the way so it's easier for me to teach you, but also for yourself too. It makes it a lot easier if it's out of your way as well. Let's move on to round number 2. In round number 2, what we're going to do is that when we go to start, we're going to be starting on the one side of the heart and come up all the way around and then back up the other side. So when we go to start, we're actually starting on the top of the one side of the heart and then coming around. It just gives you perspective on what your project should look like. So let's begin to do round number 2. So we're going to start off by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we want to do a treble into the same stitch. So it's a American treble, so you wrap the hook twice and going into the same stitch, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and all the way back up. The next stitch in line for you will be 2 trebles into the same one. Okay, so put 2 into that one. Okay, so now you have what appears to be 2 sets of trebles, which is exactly what we were looking for. So now the next 2 stitches here, they're gonna be each 2 double crochets. Okay, so you put 2 double crochets into each of the next 2. Okay, got that. So the next 2 that you're gonna run into will be both half double crochets. So there'll be 2 half double crochets in both of the next 2. Okay, so that's looking good so far. You're almost halfway around. So what we want to do at this point, we want to chain 2 and we want to treble into the very next one. So just wrap the hook twice and treble into the next one. So there is the bottom of your heart. So you can see it's one side of your heart with the bottom. And now you want to chain 2 and we want to go in reverse to what we've done here. So the next 2 will be each half double crochets. So it'll be 2 half double crochets into each. So that was 1 and 2 into the first one. I gotta do it again. So 2 half double crochets into the next one. Okay, the next one, next 2 are going to be 2 double crochets each. So that was 1 of the 2 and 2 of the 2. And now the next one will be a 2 trebles. And the ending is a little differently. So we have 1 stitch left that you can see this is not a stitch, this is part of this here. So the last one is a treble. And watch what we're gonna do. It's gonna be slightly different and we're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and slip stitch it down to that same stitch. The reason why we did that is that we end up having to be in the middle here, and if we would have done an extra treble here we'd be on the top of the heart. So this is what round number 2 looks like at this point. Let's move along to round number 3. So round number 3 we have to slip stitch. So we just immediately move and we look for the next chain 4. So we continue to go in a revolution like you would if it was a granny square. Here's the chain 4 on this side and there is a chain 4 on the last one if you remember. So once we have that in perspective. So to start that we have to then just reach over to the chain 4 and slip stitch. Okay, and then we begin to do this. So we're going to just chain 1 and we want to put in 4 single crochets into this chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And here's what's critical. There's going to be 11 stitches going all the way down until you get to the very bottom section right down here. So what we have to do is we have to pay attention to that so that we can keep that in balance. So we're gonna immediately start on the very first one here, the first treble, and just start counting and it'll be 1 single crochet into each. So 1, go to the next one for 2, go to the next one for 3, next one for 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and look at that. So you have 1 stitch left before you get to this chain 2 space which is right. So I count that out just to make sure that I stay in balance. Okay, and so in the chain 2 space we're going to put in 2 single crochets. In the treble we're going to put 3 single crochets. So 1, right, put 3 right in that base. That makes that point of the bottom. The chain 2 space on the other side of the bottom is going to get 2 single crochets, and now we're going to start up and we're going to go all the way back to the top, but you should count those first. So we're gonna start on the very first one. Okay, so first one here, and remember there's 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and see, it takes you to the last treble, which is your 11, and then the final 4 are going to be around the chain 4. So just go right into the chain 4 space, and there'll be 4 there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and basically we just have to then once we get this done is that we join with the slip stitch to the beginning chain or single crochet right over here. So just join over at this point like this. Okay, so there is your heart at this particular moment, and we're gonna carry on to the next spot, and do not change your yarn quite yet. So keep this pink going. So here's where I'm gonna start tweaking. So in round number 4 I'm gonna start off slightly different. So I'm going to, where I am right now, I'm in the first single crochet and I want to slip stitch to the second one. So just slip stitch to the second like so, and then chain 1 and single crochet into that same spot. And I want you to single crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. Now the next 6 single crochets around here are going to be 2 into each. Okay, so let's do that. So there's gonna be 2 single crochets into each one, so that's 1. I'm gonna count it as in the stitches being complete. This is going to be 2, and there's 2 into that one. This one's gonna be 3. Okay, next one's gonna be 4. There's 2 in that one. Next one's gonna be 5. And next one's gonna be 6. So there's 2 into each one of those, 1 through 6. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to come all the way back down to the base here. So we're going to just, you can either count it out, which I would highly recommend. Don't do it without counting. And there should be 17 stitches between here and to where these 6 will start up on this side, right where I'm moving my thumb here. So let's count that around. So in the bottom we just go around with single crochets. We don't add any extra stitches. So 17 so is gonna be the number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So now that I have my 17 in, the next 6 are going to be each 2 single crochets. So 1, next one is going to be 2, next one's going to be 3, next one's 4, 5, next one is 6, and finally the last 3 that you have will each be 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And if you played your card right, this last stitch right here will never have anything in it. Okay, so you slip stitch to avoid the first one, and so for the first one on this side should be missing as well. So what we have to do at this particular point is that we fasten off, and this is the interior color. So let's just quickly do that and do a nice job with this particular part. The next part we're gonna start getting a little more complicated, and it's really not that tough. It's just if you know what to look for, it's just a matter of getting started properly, and then the rest of it comes really quite easily. And I will be tweaking throughout this whole next part just like that. So let's begin the next round, which is round number 5. So I'm gonna bring up my new color. It's gonna be teal, and I'm gonna create a slip knot to join it. So I want to join it to the very first single crochet that I have on this side, and we're gonna end up finishing up over here, and then I'm gonna show you how to jump over. So let's begin. So we're gonna come into the very first single crochet and join our yarn. Let's try that again. Just going in, Okay, so we want to chain 1 first and then single crochet into that same spot. This round is really quite easy. It's just a matter of counting it when we're done. Okay, so we're going to start. So we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, skip 1 single crochet and then single crochet into the next, and then just do 1, 2, 3, skip 1 and single crochet into the next. And you're gonna do that all the way around until you get to the very top of this section over here, and I'm gonna show you how to finish it off properly. Okay, so just chain 3, skip 1 single crochet and then single crochet into the next, and do that, and I'll see you at the end of this over here, and I'll show you what to do. So I'm coming up all the way around. I still have a chain 3 left, 1, 2 and 3, and I still have to skip 1 and go into the final single crochet on this side, but we're not quite done this particular one. So what we have to do then is that we have to chain 1 and do a single crochet join to the first one right where I'm pinching over here, and we're just gonna go right there to the first single crochet. So we're just gonna wrap the hook first and do a half double crochet join. So yarn over, pull through, and then pull through all 3. And what this does is that it puts my hook right into the center of the join. Now what we should do at this point, and what you need to do before you go on, is that I need you to count the number of spaces and start with the top one. So I'm gonna do it live on camera here, and if I'm wrong then I'm gonna have to refilm, but so you should have a total of 24 spaces going all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. If you do not have 24, you cannot continue at this point. Something's wrong. You have to go back and then just fix it. So you need a total of 24 of these at this particular moment. Let's move on to round number 6. Okay, rounds number 6 and 7 are identical to each other, and 7 is a new addition from what I tweaked. Okay, so it doesn't exist on the original pattern, but it does in my mind, and it will be on the crochetcrowd.com. To start off this round number 6, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to single crochet around the very first section right here that you're on, and just go in and just single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and jump to the next chain 3 space available to you and just single crochet, and then chain 3 again. So 1, 2, 3, and then come into the next chain 3 space and single crochet. I want you to do that all the way around. I'll show you what to do at the end of this revolution. So I'm coming up all the way back around, and to finish it I have to join it to the first single crochet. So we chain 1 first, and then we have to then do a half double crochet into that final one, and that will do the join. And again that pushes me over. So why I was struggling with this particular pattern is right here. So what you'll see in the pattern is that in the original there should be an empty space right on the top here, and there's not. It doesn't appear to be there unless you pull one of these over, and the heart will slightly lean, not like that, but it will lean. And what's happening here in the bottom is that, do you see this one right here? There should be an empty space right at the bottom, and there's not. And so therefore what's happening is that the way that it's been written in the particular design, unless it's been altered, is that the top is actually kind of just askew over here and just down here. So what I've done is that I've rewritten this pattern so that this next row, which does not exist, allows the heart to stay back in balance, and it's very easy to begin to do the next one. So let's begin to do round number 7, which is not in the original pattern. So to begin this round you just have to chain 1 first, and then single crochet into the same one, okay, and then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then just go to the next chain 3 space. So do you see what's happened now is that when you look at the top now, you now have a gap space right directly in the line of the top, so you don't have one that's being blocked here. We need that in order to work. So chain 3 and come into the next chain 3 space and single crochet, chain 3 and next chain 3 space, single crochet. Please do that all the way around. I'm coming up all the way back around and chain 3, and I want to finish it off like I have been. So I'm going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and just join it to the starting of the single crochet. And I need you to fasten this color off if you wish to change colors at this time. So what's happening here is that I'm gonna fasten off camera, but what's happening now when you look straight up from the center of the heart you now have an empty space, which you need, and then when you look straight down, okay, so follow it straight down, there's now an empty space right at the base here, and we absolutely need those in order to make those work. So that's why I've done a little bit of tweaking. So let's let me fasten off and let me take you through the next part, and this, it gets a little bit easier from this point forward. So we're now at the part of the tutorial where we're gonna start turning this thing into a square. So what I did for myself is that I made it a bit easier, and I made a diagram that's pretty rough, and I'm gonna just scan this and I'll put this on the crochetcrowd.com as well. And this is what each square represents. So if you go and count all the way around, starting with the middle one all the way around, there will be 24 of these chain 3 spaces. If you don't have 24, you know something's wrong. So basically we start off with the top one. Okay, it's 2 single crochets to start with. Okay, and then we immediately, the next chain 3 space has 3 half double crochets. The next chain 3 space has 3 double crochets. The next one has 2 trebles, chain 2 and 2 trebles, and then we just keep going into each space, and I'll provide that if you're a pattern reader. It just makes it a lot easier to visualize all this, and you're going to notice that this will appear square once we're done with this particular revolution. Where you're going to start thinking I'm kinda crazy is right in this section here. You're gonna think, oh, you've gone from a single crochet down to a half double or a double crochet right away. You have to do it because the heart starts jetting in towards the middle, so it's going to look weird in the instructions when you do it, but when you're finished it absolutely makes sense. So let's begin to do this revolution. Let's start off with the slip knot and let's begin. So I'm going to look for the space that's straight up. Okay, it's where right up from the heart. So just come up from the middle and you'll see it. It's right there. Okay, so just kind of follow it up. Okay, and there'll be another space right down the bottom. So I want to start right in the middle section. Okay, so things will move around, but you're looking for the middle. Let's just join this one and chain 1 and 2 single crochets into that particular chain 3 space. And when we come back we're gonna put in 1 single crochet on the other side to finish that off. So the next one is going to be 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. The next chain 3 space is going to be 3 double crochets. I am looking off camera. I don't remember this off the top of my head. I'm looking at my diagram just so that you're aware. Okay, the next chain 3 space is 2 trebles followed by 2 chains. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more trebles into that same space. This is a corner. Okay, let's continue. The next chain 3 space is going to be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. The next chain 3 space is going to be 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. The next chain 3 space is going to be 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. And the next one is going to be 3 double crochets. So we immediately jump right up to the double crochet. I thought it was wrong when I first started doing it, but it works out. You have to put trust into it. So 3 double crochets. Now the next one is 3 trebles. So 3 trebles into the next one. Okay. Okay, the next one is another corner. So you're thinking the corner would be like closer to the bottom, but it's not. It's right here. So we're going to put in 2 trebles followed by 2 chains and 2 more trebles. I thought when I first did this that the corner was way too high, but it's not. It works out. So the next one is going to be 2 double crochets, or sorry, 3 double crochets into the next chain 3 space. So 3 double crochets. The next one that we have is that the next 3 spaces, and this is what I want to show you, will be all 3 single crochets. So here's the middle one here. So that one is having 3 single crochets, and both ones on both sides are going to get 3 double crochets or 3 single crochets. So if you're, for example, when I first started going around this, I was not getting in balance. I was getting like 3 over to one side. So the middle one has to be 3 single crochets, and so does the ones on both sides. Just keep that in mind when you're doing this. So 3 singles into the next, 3 singles into the next, which is the absolute middle of the base, and 3 singles in the next. And we're gonna get bigger again as we make our way to the next corner. Okay, let's begin. So the next one is gonna be 3 doubles. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're ready for another corner. So here's the next corner. It's gonna be 2 trebles, followed by chain 2 and 2 trebles. Like so. Now let's keep moving along. The next one are going to the next chain 3 space is 3 trebles. So it's exactly what you've done on the other side already. You're just going in the opposite order because we're working from the bottom to the top now. So 3 trebles into that one. Okay, the next one is going to be 3 double crochets. The next one is going to be 3 singles. So 1, 2, and 3. The next one is going to be 3 half doubles. 1, 2, and 3. And now the next one is going to be 3 doubles. So 1, 2, and 3. The next one is going to be another corner, so it'll be 2 trebles. Followed by 2 chains and 2 trebles again. Once you get beyond this one, by the way, it gets a lot easier. Like this is probably the hardest one of the ball, just to pay attention to this one. The next one is 3 doubles. We only have a couple more spaces left, which includes this one. So 3 doubles, and the last space that you run into is 3 half doubles. But we're not quite done yet. We still have to make our way to the next section over here and just put in 1 single crochet and then just join it to the beginning single crochet right there. So that's what it looks like going all the way around. You can see, isn't that amazing? You question that bottom space over here, but it works out, and this is this revolution. So the next revolutions are all very, very easy from this point going forward. I'm going to tweak it to show you what I'm going to change for you to make it easier so that you can follow along. So please fasten this off and get another color. So let's begin the next round. So the next rounds are all tweaked. Okay, so I'm getting you to stop and start at a different spot. So we're going to start off with a slip knot first, and we're going to go into a corner. So the next revolution are all gonna be double crochets. So come right into a corner space and just attach your yarn to the chain 2 space like so, and I want you to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet, and I want you to double crochet 2 more times into that same space. Now I want you to chain 2 and double crochet 3 more times into that same space. So every corner will be consisting of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So now what I want you to do for the remainder all the way across to the other side, we just want to add a double crochet in there. So we just want to start off with that first one. So just a double crochet all the way across to the corners, and in corners put in 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and you cannot go wrong. So please do that for this entire revolution, and I'll see you at the back at the end of this revolution. So 1 double crochet into each, and the corners, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. I'm just quickly going around on my own, and just remember the corners are the 2 trebles with the chain 2 in the middle, and then 2 trebles on the other side. So don't forget that. That's how you identify your corner if you already haven't figured that out. So I'm coming up all the way back around and I'm just double crocheting into the final few stitches. The corner is completely done the way that I had just started. So when you get that last double crochet in, just join it to the top of the beginning chain 3 in which you started. If you want to change your color, now's the time to do it. We're gonna do another round of double crochets and this is what it looks like at this point. So let's continue. I'm gonna fasten off and then I'm gonna start again in the corner and double crochet once again all the way around. Let's begin another revolution of double crochets. You can start in any corner the way I'm about to start and it's exactly the way I did it before. So we're just gonna go into a chain 2 space, just join and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3 and then 2 more double crochets into that same space, followed by a chain 2, 1 and 2 and then 3 more double crochets into that same space. So there's your new corner. So we're just gonna continue to go all the way around on the corner. So it's always gonna be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets and then each stitch going all the way around will continue to be another double crochet layer. So please do that all the way around. And this is the next round that we have. And I'll see it at the end of this and then we're gonna carry on with something else. So I'm coming up all the way back around in the final stitches, a half double crochet and I'm going to join it to the beginning chain 3. So let's change our color once again. If you want to keep the same color, it's completely up to you. We still have a couple more revolutions and let's just fasten this off and I'll be right back. We'll start another round. Let's begin this revolution and we're going to do half double crochets all the way around, going to the chain 2 space in a corner. Just attach again. Okay, and just attach and then follow this with the chain 2. So that's your first half double crochet. Do a half double crochet again in the same corner, followed by a chain 2 and then half double crochet 2 more times into the same corner. So your corners will be 2 half double crochets followed by 2 chain 2 and then 2 half double crochets. So each one of these across then will be 1 half double crochet. Okay, and please do that and then corners, remember 2 half double crochets followed by chain 2 and then 2 half double crochets. Please do that for the entire revolution for this particular one. I'm coming up all the way back around and I'm just gonna finish off with a half double crochet and then just join it to the top of the beginning chain 2. So now we have one more revolution left. It's really quite easy and all we're just gonna do in the final revolution is just chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the first one, 1 single crochet into the next like so, and on the corners it'll be 1 single crochet followed by chain 2 and 1 single crochet and then we're just gonna single crochet ourselves all the way across. So just if you want to change color, that was completely up to you, but this is the final revolution in order to make this heart motif. Really quite easy. So remember, corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. I'll meet you at the end of this revolution and then we'll just finalize this video off for today. So I'm coming up all the way around to the end, single crocheting right to the final, and then I'm just going to just join it to the first single crochet and then fasten off, and then this particular motif is done. So this is pretty, you know, it was a little bit difficult in the beginning when we did the heart transition, but you shouldn't be surprised. It's not like it's a regular square for the entire thing. So you know, Rome wasn't built in a day and sometimes you have to have patience even for myself. And so this is what it will look like at the end. Let me just kind of stretch everything back out. Nice, lays nice and flat. And this is what it will look like, and this is a great example of what you can accomplish using this particular pattern. Have a lot of fun, and until next time, I'll see you and have a great day. Until next time, Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com.